Forget Quest for Six. That was the old slogan. Now the Niners are going to win the Super Bowl the right way. What's up? Welcome to the Best 49ers show. We're the Best 49ers hosts, Ryan G. Hensley, Grant Cohn. I was at the game last night. Ryan saw it on TV, and there was a very interesting interview segment that I was aware of happening, but I didn't get to hear. Ryan did. So we're going to talk about that today because I think it explains a lot of what the Niners are doing this offseason, and not just with football, but other forms of football. But first, we got to talk about the game, the players. Why don't we do risers and fallers, starting with risers, meaning stock up players. We could do it from this game. We could do it from the preseason in general, but maybe focus on this game first. Which players would you say are rising?
I don't think there was a ton of guys in this game. This game was like the least interesting. I don't know how to explain it, but
it was brutal, man. It was like torture.
It was tough, man. I would say the main one that jumps out probably to everybody that we should talk about first is Nick Martin. I think Nick Martin above everyone else. Every single game he seems to improve. The first game he was flying around, not quite in the right position, overshooting some guys, taking some bad angles, but definitely flying around. You can see his athleticism. Second game he started dialing it in more and being more in the right spot, making a lot of tackles. This game was his best game, I think, so far, which is great. After the first game, I was like really impressed with Nick Martin. I thought it might take some time for him to get ready for the speed of the NFL. But after this last game, man, he looks like he's probably ready to start week one.
Yeah, I think they were really slow playing Nick Martin. I don't know that he got any reps with the starters, whereas other young players did. But I think by the end of preseason, he didn't. He's the one, like, he broke his thumb or something in minicamp, but we didn't know. He didn't miss any time. He didn't miss any time in training camp. And you see what can happen to a third-round pick who's really talented, but just needs some coaching if they stay healthy and go to camp. It's incredible. I mean, Fred Warner did similar stuff. And actually, he kind of reminds me of Fred Warner and just like the way they're built. And he's shorter, but they both have long arms. I don't know why. He kind of 45, 54. They're like inverses of each other. He's really good, and he needs to start. They can't have Luke Gifford out there week one because Luke Gifford will get targeted in coverage over and over and over again. And this guy is he may not like be perfect right now, but I want him flying around the field.
Yeah, I like the combination when you have Fred Warner out there. He's going to be coaching those guys up, and then D. Winters, similar, right? Speed, just flying around, and then Nick Martin. That's a really good linebacker crew. I mean, losing Dre Greenlaw sucked. I was a big Dre Greenlaw guy, and it's still to be determined what Winters and Martin can do throughout the course of a season. But it's very encouraging thinking about Fred Warner, D. Winters, and Nick Martin out there for the 49ers. I think the linebacker position ended up being one of the strongest come off the preseason.
I agree. Then I would. Speaking of linebackers, how about Curtis Robinson?
Man, I've always been.
He's been on the team since 2021, and he's finally making his play to like be on the team for a while.
Last year he had a really good preseason too before he got hurt, and I was encouraged about his path as well. He's been on the team for a while. I think he could fill in. I think he could start. I think he could play. That interception, that may be one of the worst throws I've ever seen in an NFL game. Like, it was right to him, but he caught it and he went to the end zone. But that play itself is probably not what makes me confident in Curtis Robinson. He just seems to understand his assignments, and he's solid and consistent. So is Tatum Bethune. Right? I really think this linebacker crew is really good. The 49ers, for whatever reason, since Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman, have always put together a great linebacking room outside of maybe last year with Devondre Campbell.
Okay, I got another name. Darrell Luter Jr. made this team last night, and I think preseason overall. He's kind of been on the cusp, but you got to keep him. I mean, he's pretty good in man-to-man coverage. He breaks up passes. He's right there when he doesn't. I like him.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, in the beginning, the first half of the game, he was making like a ton of plays
Yeah.
on special teams. The second half of the game, I think a lot of people were down on him just because they were completing passes on him, but his coverage was good.
Yeah.
And if he's going to be your like fifth corner or whatever he's going to be, fourth corner, I think he's fine. I think he showed that he can contribute on special teams, and if they need him, he's adequate. So I think I agree. I think he earned a spot on this team, especially because your boy broke his forearm. Yeah.
I couldn't believe I was like actually upset. He just like casually threw in. Usually I'm completely detached. I mean, it's football and these are football players. But
Yeah.
this is like my guy. And anyway, they said Jacob Robinson for him. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So I like no one was gonna come back to it. But I was like, Jacob Robinson, he went back in the game, right? He's okay, right?
Yeah.
He's like, no, he broke his forearm. I'm like, oh, sucks. So maybe redshirt year for him.
Yeah, I think
maybe
he'll be on the practice squad red shirt or IR or whatever, however they do it. And but that does open the spot for Luter. I think this is Luter's last chance this year with the 49ers. If he wants to make this team and be an NFL player, he's got to step up when he gets opportunities, whenever that may come around. But I think he did great in special teams, and I'm sure you're going to see him on the special teams unit this year.
I got a couple more. And this was like third stringers in a terrible preseason game. But respect to Jeff Wilson Jr., man. He runs freaking hard no matter what situation. He blocks. He may not have he doesn't have the juice and explosion he had 3-4 years ago, but it's always a pleasure to watch him play real football. And a big part of me feels like they're going to need him at some point this year. If they're actually in contention, they're going to need him to stay afloat at some point this year.
Yeah, I was upset when they traded him. Really, I know that we just got CMC, so it ended up being fine because CMC, was great and was healthy up until last year, so it wasn't a big deal that they traded him. But I was upset when they traded him because I always liked him, and he looks good, man. He maybe lost a step from back then, but he looks. If I had to, maybe Corey Kiner looked better. I haven't seen Jordan James, but outside of that, I think Jeff Wilson probably is the best running back that we've seen.
I would agree. And the Niners going to have to make a decision about Isaac Guerrero. They want him to be their number 2 guy. Clearly, that's Brian Robinson Jr. now. And can they trust him to be the number 3 guy, or would they prefer to? Well, we'll talk about that when we get to our 53-man roster projection. One more riser, just because I've only dumped on this dude since he's been here. Mm-hmm. Tanner Mordecai.
Yeah.
He finished strong. Man, he had a rough camp early on, but it's camp. Brock Purdy has rough camps every year. They're working on stuff. He improved. He got cut twice, I want to say, had to change his number, and finally was the best quarterback standing of the third stringers. So shout out to Tanner.
Yeah. Is Tanner more athletic than Brock?
Hell yeah. Dude, Tanner can run. They need to do that for him if he ever is on the field. He's a dual threat zone read guy.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of slim pickings at QB3, and honestly, I hope the 49ers don't keep 3 quarterbacks.
Correct.
Because no matter who they cut, they're going to clear waivers. Mm-hmm. And if they don't, who cares? No offense to Tanner Mordecai, and they still got what's the guy they got now? The other guy that hasn't played because he's injured. Rourke.
Oh, Curtis Rourke. Yes.
Rourke. Yeah. So they got options at QB3. I would not worry about keeping 3 quarterbacks on this roster right now. I think you need to keep another player at another position. But if I had to keep one as QB3, it's definitely going to be Tanner Mordecai. So, yeah, I agree.
And again, if you're a quarterback in the NFL, I think you got to have some real juice. That's the word of the day. With your legs, I think you got to be pretty mobile. There are exceptions. Jared Goff, who's pretty good, and Joe Burrow, who's excellent. But essentially, you need to be pretty freaking mobile. And that's what makes, to me, Brock Purdy an upper level quarterback in the NFL as opposed to Jimmy Garoppolo. Just how quick he is.
Yeah. I got another one for you, man.
Give me.
Robbie Chosen.
Hey, Big Bob Chosen.
I mean, his hands maybe the best that we see in this preseason. Outside of Ricky Pearsall, I think he was the best looking wide receiver that we've seen this preseason.
He's actually pretty similar to Ricky Pearsall. Their game is very similar. Their speed, their size.
Yeah. So I think he's. I mean, the Niners PR, social media staff put something out about him. So I mean, that pretty much guarantees that he's on this team. And I thought I was impressed, man. I thought he was going to be pretty washed up.
Me too.
He doesn't look like it.
Nah, I'm gonna take full credit for that one because when they signed him, I said he's washed, and then I showed up at the team hotel. He probably thought I was there to just troll him. Like, man, I didn't know you were coming, but now I think he's just on a mission to show me and you. I heard he didn't like you either. You said something.
Oh, yeah, it's understandable. I get that. What about Connor Colby, man?
I don't have an opinion on Connor Colby at this time.
I was watching him, man. He looked like he deserves to make the team. I don't know, like if he's going to be like a Dominic Pooney ever in his career, but he looked like he deserves to make this team. I guess it's not that hard on this line. Then there's not a lot of depth there, but I think out of all the depth that's available for the 49ers, he's a guy that they probably want to keep. I was impressed. I was watching him a little bit in this game, and he was making some good blocks.
It does seem like Connor Colby and Drew Moss are more promising than Spencer Burford and Nick Zakelj, who they've been trying to develop for years.
Yeah, agreed. I think Connor Colby and Drew Moss both deserve to make the team over Nick Zakelj. I don't know if that's going to happen. They'll probably keep Nick Zakelj because of his relationship with Brock, but at some point, I feel like they need to move on from that even mattering. And I hope these guys make the team. I mean, what I really hope is that they would find somebody really good and that gets cut here. I don't know how likely that is, but they need some more depth on the offensive line. And I'm assuming Connor Colby and Drew Moss will make it because they've done some good things during this preseason, I think.
The Young Montana has been a member for 4 full years. Thank you so much, the Young Montana. He really has been here through thick and thin, man. Lots happened in the last 4 years. Okay. Mm-hmm. Fallers, based off last night, based off the preseason, whose stock is dropping?
Yeah, I hate to say this, man, because I feel bad for him. He looks like a kid out there, but I this was my take when I saw him, like when they drafted Junior Bergen. I went and watched his college tape, and it looked good, but he was playing against guys that really are never going to make the NFL, and it worked where he was at Montana. But I just don't think he's an NFL caliber guy. Like they might keep him for the practice squad, but I really don't see it. Prove me wrong, Junior. Again, I hate picking on young kids like this because he literally looks like a kid when you look at his face. But that muff punt kind of sealed the deal for him, especially after they traded for Sky Moore. I had a feeling Sky Moore would be the best return man, even though Josh DeBall kind of dunked on me on Twitter talking about his fumbles. He still despite those fumbles that he had with the Chiefs returning punts, he still looks like the best return man that the 49ers had. Maybe outside of like Ricky Pearsall or somebody like that.
It was a nice windmill dunk, though, between the legs, backboard. Yeah. I mean, all that. Yeah. But I think you got out of the way. Like, you weren't really in the picture at all. Like, that was just more of a dunk on Sky Moore than it was on you.
I was trying to inbound the ball and move it back. You ever notice that when people get dunked on? They're like, oh, let's get the ball in real quick. Let's get it. They try to inbound it.
Oh, Sky Moore posterized. Didn't even know the ball was on the court. Yeah. Bergen for sure. I think what they can do with him probably is sneak him through waivers. I mean, that's the thing. When they drafted him, like, okay, last pick, like almost the last pick in the draft, but no one else had him on their board. So if you waive him, he didn't do anything to get a 53-man roster spot on any other team. So he'll be on the practice squad, and they can elevate him if they need another special teams guy. So they'll say, like, whatever. They did get Sky Moore. Speaking of Sky Moore, stock down, faller. Maybe he didn't have far to fall, but I think we saw exactly why the Chiefs said enough, and we're going to cut him. He isn't the most sure-handed guy. He's not the most elusive guy, but he is fast.
Very what's the guy's name that we just cut? It just slipped my mind. Very Ronnie Bell-esque.
Yeah. I mean, they tried all kind of different stuff, right? Tunnel screen, jet sweep, pop pass, slant, punt return, kick return. Like, none of it's that impressive. I mean, that was an overstatement. None of it is impressive.
I guess a lot of people call him Butterfingers on the Chiefs fans.
Ooh. Damn.
It's never a good sign. Whenever the Chiefs give up a player, hey, we got Charvarius Ward. That way
Yeah, but
that
wide
would have
receivers, like
been
if Andy Reid's like, I can't get this done with you. Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes can't make. They were making it work with Kadarius Toney for a while. They have guys like Justin Watson on the field. I mean, if they give up on you, it's usually a bad sign. But hey, I'm open minded to Sky. Sky could be different.
We'll
Built
see.
different.
It wasn't a great. I mean, to give the guy some grace, it was his second, third day.
But
But
we're giving grace out here now. Oh, because Trey Lance said to be nicer. All right, fair enough.
I feel like I got to give some grace. I'm the balance.
All right, Sky.
Yeah. But I'll say this: hands shouldn't matter, right? Like your hands should be there from day one, and they didn't look like they were.
Let me have you a question. What do you think the main reason is that the Niners traded for Sky Moore?
The main reason they traded, obviously, injury in the wide receiver room. They needed somebody. So it's a. If you look at the running back they just got, I think it's the same thing. I think Kyle Shanahan probably likes Sky Moore coming out of college.
Yeah, that's true.
Just like they did with the running back situation, and they found a way to get him. I'm 100%, 99% sure Kyle Shanahan is involved. Very opinionated when it comes to all the wide receivers. So I think this is a Kyle move. A Kyle probably.
Russell Gage going down opened up a spot, and it's particularly in the slot, which is where he's playing. But I wonder also if it's an understanding that Junior Bergen is not going to be the returner on this team. Can't be the returner on this team, and they got to find someone else. So now you got Butterfingers. The Chiefs went to Kadarius Toney last year. They trusted Kadarius Toney last year more than Sky Moore, and allegedly Kadarius Toney eats crayons. I don't know. So
yeah,
tough to say. Sky Moore does not. Sky Moore is a scholar. That's why they call him Sky. Okay, that's enough of Sky. More fallers.
Yeah, more fallers. You give me one. I got to think about that. I'm thinking about eating crayons still.
Guerendo.
Oh yeah.
Now he's hurt, which is rough. But it's like, man, you're an NFL running back. NFL running backs are supposed to be the toughest guys on the field. Like Emmitt Smith played through a separated shoulder when we were kids, right? And rushed for 200 yards. And he's in the Hall of Fame. You're kind of expected to be able to do stuff like that. And I don't think he's able to. I just think he's kind of like a mere mortal like us. I think it hurts. We could see he was in pain last night. He couldn't really run hard. He's hurt a lot. I don't know. I think the reason they traded for Brian Robinson Jr. was very much looking at Guerendo all offseason and thinking, we can't rely.
And what's weird about Guerendo is he was always a weapon, right? Like he was never a running back, every down running back. I think that was clear from the beginning. But it's also clear that when he's healthy, he can break some big plays. So
hell yeah.
I hope he stays on the team and they use him sparingly, and then he can break open those big plays every now and then. But it does say something, not something good either. When you are injured, when your shoulder is beat the hell up, and they're playing you in a preseason game, like
it's not a good sign.
It's not a good sign, man. Like,
and he keeps getting injured on special teams too, which is like, I don't know.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but what I hope happens is he gets healthy and Kyle still mixes them in on these outside runs, because we've seen him break big plays on these outside runs. We know he's capable of it. He's just not a between the tackles every down running back. He's a weapon. So they got to figure out how to use him. It'd be a shame if they waste his talent. But what he's not is an every down running back. I think that's pretty clear.
I agree. Not to pile on Isaac Guerendo too much, and I'm trying to be nicer these days just for the sake of it. Grace.
Trey told you to, right?
Because Trey told me to, and Trey has a lot more wisdom than I do. So
yeah,
I'm trying to be a better guy. Anyway, who else are we dunking on today?
How did we miss Jake Moody in this
number
conversation?
4? Yeah, I was gonna go there, but now it's time. I think. Hey, but he made other kicks though. He redeemed himself, right? That's the narrative the Niners give every week.
Yeah,
some of the kicks were good.
I tweeted it out like when he missed the first kick and then he shanked the second kick last week. They barely went in. That the Niners, I've been saying it all offseason, honestly. Like, I feel like there's something in his head that's not going to be overcome here with the 49ers. He needs a fresh start somewhere to where there's not that history and he's not being anxious about I gotta make this kick. I can't miss the kick. He can't be thinking that way. And I feel like that's gonna be the case here. It's very hard
Here.
to overcome that situation.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he can't, go somewhere else and restart his career. Or maybe he figures it out mentally here eventually. But if I'm the 49ers, I'm not playing around when it comes to who my kicker is and waiting for Jake Moody to figure it out. He's too inconsistent. Then he needs a fresh start. The 49ers need a fresh start. They need somebody to come in here and kick who's not thinking about, is he going to miss it every time he lines up? So Moody's got to go. I don't think he will, but he should.
And I feel like the Niners are, I don't know if they're in denial, but they think they can sort of control the situation. Like the way Jim Harbaugh pumps up his quarterbacks just by speaking it into existence. He's great. He's great. That's what they're trying to do with Jake. Like, he's so talented. He's so good. We believe in him.
Dude,
until he misses a kick that matters in a regular season game, you're gonna cut him. You're not gonna let him take you down this year, and it looks like he's gonna. Why do you even want to wait and find out when he's giving you all the information and evidence you need right now?
The fans were booing Jacob Moody, and then
he deserved it. I'm sorry.
And then when he made an extra point, they cheered loud like he just won the Super Bowl. Like, it's not a good sign.
We used to do that for Lorenzo Mata at UCLA when he would make a free throw, because he was like a 35% free throw shooter, and we would give this huge, like, sarcastic, like, "Oh my God, he did it!" kind of like that. Sorry, Lorenzo. Shout out to Lorenzo.
And think about it. The only way to overcome this situation for Jake Moody is, and we talked about it last show, the only way to overcome it, in my opinion, is essentially excellence, perfection. Because other than that, everyone's going to be expecting it. Every time he messes up, they're going to be on him. The fans are going to be on him. He's going to be in his head. So the only way to overcome it is perfection, excellence, and that's not going to happen. I just don't understand the point of keeping him around. Like, other than to save face because you spent a 3rd-round draft pick on him, it doesn't make sense. Give him a fresh start somewhere. Someone will pick him up probably, and get somebody that's doesn't have that reputation here.
Doesn't he kind of seem like he has like a cloud hanging over his head? He's got this look on his face.
He does.
I can't do it, but he's got this look on his face, and you understand why. So much pressure. He doesn't seem like he's having fun at all. It's this and it's like the cloud that's hanging over him is hanging over the whole team because he's on it. And I don't think you want that cloud. If he goes to another team, the cloud might not follow him. I think it's best for both parties for him to go. You can get kickers. They're not that hard. You don't need a guy who can make a 59-yard kick. It doesn't matter. You need a guy who can make a freaking extra point. That's what you need.
Consistency under 40 yards would be great. That's all you really need.
If you can hit a 45-yarder, that'd be great. But like beyond that, it's gravy.
Yeah, it's just crazy, man. To me, moving forward with Moody, it means you're unserious. You're unserious about this season if you're going to move forward with Jake Moody as your kicker. Your desire not to look stupid for drafting him can't outweigh the necessity of having a reliable kicker.
No.
It doesn't make sense. And if that's what you're prioritizing, is not looking like a fool for drafting him, then you're unserious about this season.
Yeah. And then, we have wondered how serious you are about this season all year. Since you got rid of all those players, didn't replace them, kept the $45 million in cap space, sold 8% of the team, bought soccer teams, all this stuff is hanging over this season. And, you trading for Brian Robinson Jr. was a nice little sign that you care about 2025, but we need more. One more faller. And this is not a big faller. I'm not trying to be too hard. This is a lot of grace sprinkled on top of this, like paprika. But Marquise Siegel, we're learning a little bit about him. And he could end up being an all-pro safety. I like him a lot. He showed early on, dude can hit. Unreal contact courage, and he's fast. Those are nice qualities to have. Malik Mustafa is very similar. But I think we wanted to see, like, what's he going to do in coverage? And he did give up that touchdown early on yesterday. I think it was Gadsden. Jair Brown was the safety over the top, but really, Siegel was man-to-man, and he got caught a little flat-footed. Doesn't mean he's not good in coverage, but it means he's got a little ways to go, like Nick Martin a few weeks ago. So I'm not saying I did put him with the fallers, but he's a rookie we're learning about, and now we see where he can improve. There was a lot of grace there.
I think that was excellent grace. I think that was a mental mistake more than like his. It's not that he doesn't have the ability
Yes,
to cover. It's just he has
agree.
to understand the mental part of it, right? He stopped. He stopped
Yep.
covering and was trying to make a play on the ball, and the receiver kept going 5 yards deeper than him. So that was a mental thing. I still think he can figure it out. I'm not saying he's falling, but I think we learn more about him and what he needs to work on as a rookie.
I, I have to go back and watch the all 22. I believe it was quarters coverage. And in that coverage, like he's responsible for the crossing route over, and he knew it. He saw it. He's prepared for it. He just kind of got caught flat-footed. I figure that'll be something he fixes with time and practice.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I
not
agree.
something to be alarmed about, but something for them to coach up. Put it that way.
Yeah, not very. I'm not down on Siegel much, but it's going to be one of those learning curves. If he's your starting safety in the beginning of the season, he might be fine by the end of the season, but the first few games he might have some learning to do.
Yeah, and the Seahawks saw that, and so he's going to see that again, and he needs to be prepared for it, and he will be. Dangerous Dave says hooking up the truck and hitting highway south towards G. All right, man, lemonade time, baby. I'll hit you back after this is over. Nick Mayers in 707 says, do we go after Shiloh Sanders? He got waived. Do you think the 49ers are going to bring a Sanders on this team?
No, I don't think they do that. No, they're actually trying to trade. The rumor is they're opening to trading Jair Brown, so they're trying to get rid of safeties, not bring them in. I don't think they do.
Brother Bob says Bergen blows. Moody is somehow worse. Special teams equals joke.
Hold on, Rob. Did you see John Weeks making another tackle out there?
Dude, John Weeks holding it down for the old guys out there.
5'10", 240, 39 years old, made another tackle. Don't disrespect.
He's a baller. Yeah. Take that back. Does Pooney and Barge play week 1 in Seattle? Says CJK04. Go Hawks. Barch. Yeah, man. I think Barch probably will play. The question is, will he make it through the game? It's Ben Barch and then Pooney. I don't know, man. We'll see. I have no idea.
Walking a little better. They need him. Yeah.
Yeah. Brother Bob says Ryan and Iggy, my guys. Okay, season win-loss predictions. I said 7 when the schedule came out, and I have to stick to that because I said it, and I felt it.
I said 10, and I think I'll stick with that. It's going to depend on the health of the main dudes, the main characters. If the main characters stay healthy, they could win more than 10 games, but it's going to require that all those main dudes that, the top 8 on this team, they got to stay healthy. It's a very top heavy team. And if they don't, the season could slide pretty quick.
And it just doesn't seem like that's where the season is going, but we don't know. It's still preseason, but it doesn't seem like this is a team that's going to keep players healthy long. But we'll see. Brother Bob says Kyle Levy should never draft running backs. Never. UFAs are good. Yeah, he's had a little bit of problem with the or trade for the Christian McCaffreys of the world. This Brother Bob says, sorry, Lorenzo. Grant's not sorry. Your free throws. Oh, you remember Lorenzo Mata. Herbie Holland says, great to see your Ryans. Still love your Niners commentary. And Grant, well, he's Grant.
Thank you, buddy.
That was nice. Appreciate it. Gold-blooded says, if Niners do bad, would they trade Kyle Shanahan? His contract is over in 27. There were rumors about it last year with the Bears. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I feel like Kyle's got one of the most, outside of Andy Reid, one of the most secure jobs in the NFL. Whether he should or not, that's a different question.
Yeah, it could be. We'll see what I can do. But yeah, you're probably right. Okay, so look, the Niners gave all these contracts out. We know the situation they're in. It's not just Brock, it's Ayuk, it's Bosa, it's Trent, it's Christian. They have like 8 guys who are making tons of money. And they decided that they were going to have a youth movement to sort of balance the roster. So the last 2 drafts are filled with players who need to step up. So I'm going to list all the players the Niners took in the last 2 drafts, and we'll go through the guys, see where they're at. Well, let's go one by one, starting last year. Ricky Pearsall, having a good camp, really stepping up. We'll see if he can carry it over and have a full, consistent season. But after missing a few weeks with a hamstring injury, he's been steadily improving.
Yeah, Ricky looks kind of like what I expected he would look like. I still don't think he's a number 1 wide receiver in the NFL, but I think if they can scheme him open, put him in motion, I think he could be solid, and he looks like a solid, wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3.
Yeah, I agree. And then you got Renardo Green, who really played well last year, but injured his hamstring on like day, I want to say 1 of camp, and is just coming back now. Happens, but it's unclear if he's going to take that next step this year, at least for me.
Yeah, I mean, Jair Brown had a really good, promising rookie season, and then the next year he fell off, right? So anything's possible. I'm hoping that's not the case with Renardo, but Renardo had a good rookie season, and so we'll see what happens this season. He's going to be more important, more on an island. Losing Charvarius Ward, and now Demo steps into CB1. He's going to have to really hold it down. So we'll see what happens. You see this sophomore slump from time to time, and I'm hoping Renardo Green doesn't go through one.
Yeah, Dominic Pooney had a really great first half of last year. By all accounts. Then he said he sort of hit the rookie wall a little bit, hadn't played that much football before. The book got out on him, as that happens in every sport. And now he's sort of working to beat the book, beat the scouting report that's out on him. He talked about that. They're trying new techniques. He was struggling a little bit in the one-on-ones, again, because he's trying new stuff. And then he got injured in the second preseason game, PCL. I'm not saying stock down, but again, it's never a given that it's going to be a steady upward trajectory for young players.
Right. Like you see that sophomore slump, like you saw for Jair, you see it all the time. I don't have no reason to think that that's what's going to happen for Pooney, but it's possible. I'm hoping Pooney continues to be second best lineman on this team like he was last year. So hard to say what's going to happen with him because we haven't seen much from him in this preseason, but I'm not worried about him right now.
And you got Malik Mustafa, who really played well as a rookie, played in 16 games. And then he injured his ACL for the second time, same ACL, and he's going to miss the first few games of the season, most likely. Promising player, but still you got to hold your breath a little bit with that second knee injury. And, injuries are part of the reason the Niners said goodbye to some veterans this offseason. So still some pressure on Malik to bounce back.
I think he will, man. I really like Malik. He's one of my favorite 49ers, one of my favorite from that draft class, one of my favorite before the draft. As long as he's healthy, he's going to be fine. From what I heard, he's going to be back by week 5 at the latest, possibly sooner, but most likely they'll IR him and he'll be back for week 5 against the Rams, I believe, in week 5. I'm excited about Malik. I think he's still a dude. Siegel and Malik combine. Ton of potential there to give me Goldson's and Whitner vibes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Can hit.
They're very similar to Goldson and Whitner in sense, guys who run and hit really hard and should be sound tacklers. Were Goldson and Whitner either ball hawks? Goldson had his moments, but Whitner wasn't. Absolutely, and they were still really, really good players on great defenses. So I think that's a really good comparison.
Yeah.
Let's I'm all about Malik. Isaac Garendo. Yikes.
Yeah, I mean, I think we know what Garendo is. I mean, it's still early. I could be completely wrong, but like we talked about earlier, he's a weapon, big play breaker, not a consistent every down running back. I think for where they got him, and if you look at the draft, everybody we talked about still looks like a pretty good draft. And Isaac Garendo has a role there. It's just not RB1 or RB2. It's a weapon that you can use sparingly.
Yeah, and ideally, you'd like him to be the kick returner too, but he's been having some issues on special teams. Jacob Cowing pulled his hamstring for like the 3rd time this offseason. He showed some promise at times, but again, guys like this, 3rd, 4th round picks, they really do need to be on the field practicing to get better, and he hasn't been able to do that.
I mean, a handful of times we got to see Jacob Cowing play wide receiver for the 49ers. He looked good.
Yeah, he looked good.
Problem is he's been injured quite a bit. So who knows, man? Who knows? I mean, he might have the kind of career where he gets healthy and comes out of nowhere and becomes a contributor. But so far, he's always injured. And how do you even judge him, Yeah,
Jarrett Kingston's gone. And then finally, Tatum Bethune, 7th round pick. I like him. I feel like he's a guy that is going to end up starting for them at some point.
I think that draft class is pretty damn good, even where we're at right now. I mean, we'll see more this year, but that draft class is pretty solid, man. It sounds like they have a few hits on there at minimum. So they could be a really good draft class looking back.
Yeah, absolutely. Now this year, Michael Williams just been hurt 3 times, still hurt. Could end up being a hell of a player, only 21 years old, but I think they were hoping that he could hit the ground running and be a big part of their defense immediately. I don't know if he can do that. We'll see.
Yeah, man, this whole draft class is interesting, man, because I just haven't been able to see him. You've seen a lot more of them than I have. Upton
Not in the
Stout.
preseason game, though.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to watching Michael. I'm not going to make any decisions on him until I see him. He hyperextended his knee. I'm sure he's going to be there for week one, so I'll be able to judge him fully this season. But I like what I heard about him early on. Again, not much to say on a guy I haven't been able to see though.
You got Alfred Collins, missed the first part of the offseason, was holding out, I guess, like all the second round picks were around the league. Got his deal, showed up for camp, hasn't missed any time, hasn't gotten hurt, but he's really not in the same shape that he was in last year in Texas. I don't think he's going to start. He will play because the Niners are pretty thin on the D line, particularly D tackle, but I don't know that he's necessarily in shape to play more than 20 snaps a game right now. So that's Alfred Collins.
I haven't really been impressed. I mean, his physical stature is impressive, but nothing really on tape has impressed me that much yet with Alfred Collins. Again, I think the main thing for him, and I don't know how easy it is to teach. It seems easy enough to get your pad level down, but a lot of people say that that's actually hard to teach. It's not, if it's not natural for a player. Sometimes they never learn how to do that, but I think that's the main thing he needs to learn how to do. And if he can figure it out, he's got the size and athleticism and strength, especially after going into his second year. So Alfred Collins may be the kind of player that we see more from his sophomore season. One of those players that needs to learn what he needs to do, how to get his pad level down. So he may not be a huge contributor this season. He may be a guy that we see more of next year.
These first 2 picks are a little concerning because I love Robert Saleh, but they're Robert Saleh picks, and he's got a little bit of a spotty track record on the D line. I mean, Solomon Thomas and Javon Kinlaw come to mind. And to me, there are similarities between Michael and Solomon Thomas in the sense that both are kind of tweeners. Are they DNs? Are they D tackles? Yes and yes. And those players are valuable. Eric Armstead. But do you really want to take that guy that high in the draft, or would you rather just take a guy who's really good at something as opposed to solid at a couple of things? That's one. And then Alfred Collins is very much like Javon Kinlaw. Big dude. What do you notice? What do you say? What do people say about Javon Kinlaw and Alfred Collins? Man, they're massive. They're massive. Yep. But if they don't have their pad level right, are they really doing what you drafted them to do? So we'll see. There's a lot of pressure on Chris Kasarik to make Robert Saleh right on these guys.
I mean, he can take up space for what that's worth, right? Yeah. Take some double teams on. Maybe he'll figure it out. Still very early. But yeah, I think he doesn't seem to get a lot of leverage, put it that way, so far.
And there's Upton Stout, who was looking like the rookie of camp early on. Everyone was talking about him. Well, excuse me. I just went right past Nick Martin, who was looking like the worst rookie on the team for a while. Now he looks like the best rookie on the team. He is yoked. He is fast. He hits super hard. And it seemed like he's figuring out the defense. So that's nice.
Yeah, man, we talked about him already. I think they got one in Nick Martin, so good pick.
Yeah, like I just said, my misgivings, maybe that's a strong word, about Robert Saleh with defensive linemen, drafting them essentially and scouting them. I have none with him in linebackers. I think he might be the best in the world at it. Like, seriously.
Yeah, Nick Martin, that one looks
that
like
was supposed to be the biggest reach in the draft, right? That one.
Yeah. But it's not. They nailed it. Yeah. Nick Martin is a guy. I'm thrilled with that pick, and I'm not sure how much play he'll get as the third linebacker for the 49ers. We'll see. Yeah, the Niners, I don't know. They don't play a lot of rookies unless they have to. This year they're going to have to more so than other times, but definitely on special teams he's a monster too. So the Nick Martin pick was great.
Upton Stout really showed a lot in camp. He showed it against the Broncos in the joint practice. I don't think he's a mirage. I think he's going to be really good. But the question with him is durability, injuries. With Juwan Jennings, Juwan Jennings has a calf injury. I think that's pretty clear. Upton Stout has a calf injury, full stop. and it might even be an Achilles injury. That's one that I'm a little nervous about. He's a 5'8" dude. He's very muscled up. He's very maxed out. What's going on there? That's something to monitor for sure.
Yeah, he's a guy I've heard nothing but great things about. I haven't been able to see him just because I haven't been to camp, so I'm just watching these preseason games with everybody else. Really heard a ton of great things about him, and I'm looking forward to seeing him eventually. So that's a TBD for me.
After him, CJ West, who really made a name for himself in the one-on-one drills at camp, but you got to take those with a grain of salt because that's not real football. And if you remember, Jason Poe once upon a time was dominating one-on-ones. Aaron Banks wasn't, but it turns out that Aaron Banks is actually a starting NFL guard, and Jason Poe is not an NFL player. So CJ West, stock up early on, but we never got to really. I mean, he had some moments in games. What did you see from CJ West? Now he's hurt.
Yeah, he has some moments. If I'm considering, Michael Williams, who I haven't seen, and Alfred Collins, who I have seen, and CJ West, if I'm considering all those guys that the 49ers got for the line, there's another one too that we should probably talk about. But I think CJ West looked promising. Nothing that was amazing, but he got some penetration. Pause. I mean, that's the best word to use. That I thought was encouraging.
It all starts with penetration.
It does all start there.
It all starts there.
We both started there.
Both started there. Yeah.
Yeah.
The key to life.
So yeah, no, I'm a CJ West. To me, he looks okay. Yeah, he looks pretty good. I'm encouraged. Hopefully, he continues to develop.
Yeah, I don't know if he's the next Warren Sapp, but he does seem like what they wanted him to be. Then they drafted Jordan Watkins, who looked very explosive and promising for a rookie. I mean, he had the same rookie problems that all rookie wide receivers have in the Niners, not being exactly perfect with what Kyle Shanahan wants him to do, but he does seem like he can get open and make big plays.
More encouraging than Bergen, and we'll talk about him. More encouraging than Jacob Cowling was last year, I think. Again, just injury. Unfortunately, that seems to be the pattern here. Just messing things up. So we'll see. I don't think he's a wide receiver one or anything like that. And I don't think that's probably why they didn't get him for that reason either. But there's some positive things there. That the play with Mac Jones was great. So we'll see. Yeah.
And they took Jordan James, which, God, his offseason couldn't have been more frustrating and disappointing. He just kept getting injured, played in none of the preseason games, played in none of the joint practices. And now it's do you put him on the team? Do you trust him? And do you cut Jeff Wilson Jr. or do you put Jordan James on IR for the whole year and just try again next year? I mean, I have no idea what to make of Jordan James.
Yeah, I haven't seen him at all. So you have more of an idea than I do. Yeah,
I've seen him run around in 4 or 5 practices. I don't know if that's enough to make a team as a rookie when you really need running backs, but I guess we'll find out.
He'll make the team.
Marquise Siegel played nice. He's definitely making the team, and he looks like the latest starter the Niners drafted in round 5.
Yeah, Siegel is encouraging too. Both the rookie classes this year and last year, there's a lot of good players on there. This draft class, unfortunately, so much injury is.
Yeah.
Who knows, man? We're not going to know about these guys for a while. I mean, typically I like to give 2 to 3 years for rookies before you fully draft it. But I can't even really make comments on a lot of these guys because I just haven't seen them.
I feel like there's 2 ways you could go. You could go the grace route, which we're doing today. Boy, these guys all look promising, and there's so much potential in these 2 draft classes, and they could really be something someday. But I think another way to look at it is the way the Niners constructed their roster. It was supposed to. You have these stars who are in their 30s. They're here to win now. You're not really trying to win in 2027. You still kind of want to win now if you can. And the idea was to be competitive this year, they're going to need young players to play, stay healthy, and get better. And that seems to be an issue right now. A lot of these guys are hurt, which is, I think, just because they're young doesn't mean that they necessarily know what it takes or have what it takes to stay healthy week in and week out in the NFL. And I think that's kind of interesting. The Niners got rid of Travarius Ward and Dre Greenlaw and Talanoa. They got rid of Talanoa Funga's gone. Why? Well, because he had injuries and he's a little overpaid. Right. And so you replaced him with Malik Mustafa, who's hurt, Jair Brown, who's not good. the replacements have some pressure to produce now, and they have the same issues that the older injury-prone players they replaced have as well.
Yeah, statistically, youth is more likely to be healthy than older players. So, but here's the thing: like when you're a rookie, you come off of playing college,
Yep.
then you're training to get ready for the combine, then
Yep.
you're in training camp trying to prove yourself, and then you go through your first season, which is longer than any football season you've ever played in your life in the NFL. So, expecting these young rookies to stay healthy or get back and stay healthy throughout their entire rookie season is probably hopeful thinking, wishful thinking. I'm not sure if they can rely on that.
I agree. Brother Bob says D-line equals Bosa, and that's it. O-line equals Trenton, that's it. Yeah, that's kind of the Niners team. The running back room it was Christian, and that's it before they got Robinson. That's why that was an important trade.
Yeah.
Moody missed again. All right. Man, it's 10:48 in the morning. I can't take this.
I feel like we need to talk about Sebastian Valdez.
Ooh, we'll talk about Sebastian Valdez. Yes.
Yeah. To me, he's one of the most encouraging defensive linemen that they got. And what is he, undrafted, right? Undrafted free agent?
He actually ended up having a better preseason than CJ West.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think like they got a steal with that guy, possibly. We'll see what happens, but I'm hoping he actually makes the team because I feel like if he doesn't, somebody's going to snatch him up. He looks solid. I think that's one of the surprises. Like this draft class, not even draft class, but this rookie class, because Corey Kiner, undrafted free agent, Sebastian Valdez, undrafted free agent. They both look pretty damn good, man. Like they should be on this team.
I agree. One more guy we didn't mention, and we probably should have mentioned him in the risers or at least with the second year guys. Undrafted free agent Tariq Owens caught a touchdown pass last night. He was schemed up. It was a crossing route against a linebacker, but he caught it and he scored a touchdown, 22-yarder. He's going to be on the practice squad. Is there anything there?
I would like to say yes, but I really can't. Honestly, I feel like it was great from a nostalgia standpoint watching him score a touchdown last night. I loved it. Got me hyped. But outside of that play, haven't seen a ton from him during this preseason. I think he's going to be a practice squad guy, and maybe he'll continue to develop. He's strong. He looks built. He's tall and built, and maybe he'll develop. I don't know. There's no star potential that jumped out about him, really. And in this particular wide receiver room with everybody gone and injured, if you can't really jump out in this situation, are you ever going to? I'm not sure.
Yeah. CJKO4 says, did you hear CJ West interview where he said he's going to destroy Gray Zabel week 1? No. Did he? I didn't hear that. This brother Bob says, if Moody is our kicker to start the season, we not trying to win. Well, I wonder what the players on the team think. I wonder if they think the same thing. All right. Al Guido went on that telecast last night. They interviewed him. He is very high up in the Niners organization. He's sort of on the business side. He's always been nice to me. Loves my dad. What is his official title? His official title is president of the 49ers. Al Guido is one of the sports and entertainment industry's leading operators, given his more than 20 years of experience leading NFL, NHL, and NBA franchises and award-winning industry consultancies. Man, that's a big word. So in his role as president of the Niners, Al Guido is responsible for all strategic initiatives and business operations for the 5-time Super Bowl winning NFL franchise and its renowned management of Levi's Stadium. He also serves as the chairman and CEO of Elevate, a best-in-class full-service consulting firm supporting high-performing organizations and sports and beyond. So when you talk about the Niners' investments in anything, soccer, whatever, right here, this is the business side. What did he say?
Well, he's talking a lot about the investment they made in the stadium and hosting a Super Bowl and the World Cup. But what jumped out at me, and by the way, is there a more Italian name than Al Guido?
I don't think so.
I think it's the most Italian name you can have.
Yeah. Maybe if it was Paulie.
I don't understand. Here's what he said. He was talking about, he said, we need to put another Lombardi on the shelf, but we got to do it the right way.
That's interesting.
I don't really know what
in the
heck
past,
that
the
means.
quest for 6 kind of implied like by any means necessary. Got to get this 6 Lombardi.
What does that mean? Do you think? Like, what does the right way mean?
It's such an interesting thing. It's like, is there a right way to win a Super Bowl? Is there a wrong way to win a Super Bowl? I wasn't aware that there was a wrong way to win a Super Bowl. I don't even know what that means.
Let's say you are.
And also, all due respect to Al Guido and the 49ers, how could they know the difference between the right and wrong way if there is a difference, considering they've never won one?
That's true too. Yeah, to me, I don't understand the right way thing. If I'm trying to understand, what is he trying to say? Is he trying to say we want to build a dynasty here, and we don't want to overexpose ourselves on one season? Is that what he's trying to say? I don't understand, but I just don't get what I'm just trying to understand it, but it doesn't.
That would seem reasonable if that's what he meant. That would seem like a reasonable thing to think. The other thing that he could have meant is that somehow going out and spending a lot of money on outside free agents that you didn't draft to put you over the top makes it a fraudulent championship. If that's what he meant, then you got to throw away the 5th Lombardi, because, I mean, you brought in Dion, who was on the team for 1 year. He was the ultimate mercenary. Ken Norton Jr. There were so many players the Niners brought in that year who were not drafted by them.
Yeah, I didn't really understand it. It was, he's like, we want to add another Lombardi to the shelf, but we got to do it the right way. And my immediate response was, man, it's been 30 years. I don't care how you do it. Just get it done any way you can. Let's start there. We shouldn't be thinking about dynasties, or if that's what they're doing, like, hey, we want to build it for the long term and dynasty and be competitive year in and year out. Who cares? Let's win one first, and then we'll begin that thought process of dynasty. Like, they need to win one first.
Sure. I think I'm trying my best to parse this out, because I didn't hear it myself, and it's a little bit of a strange thing to say, but I think the backdrop is what they did last year. And I think the business side of the operation feels like last year was a disaster. You poured in so much money into this quest for 6, and I'm talking about Devondre Campbell, Leonard Floyd, Malik Collins. There were more. You poured so much into this quest for 6, got no return on investment. Brought in all these guys who weren't part of the culture, that you didn't draft, and then you let them go. And I think now you have a whole different MO with the organization. Like, they sold part of the team. They invested in other sports. I don't think they're just going to be like pouring resources willy-nilly into one team anymore. I think they want to be more frugal, not like cheap, but they'll pay the guys they drafted, and then they'll draft more players, and they'll add the Brian Robinson and Bryce Huff here and there, but they're not going to go out and get Terry McLaurin because you're in a Super Bowl window. Like, I think those days are over. And when he's talking about winning the right way, it's like, we got to draft the next, we got to open this window up with our draft picks. And we're not just going to go out and try to spend our way into contention like we did last year, because it didn't work. And we sold 8% of our team, and we have new investors, and they don't like that idea either. It just feels like there's new cooks in the kitchen, new people formulating ideas, and they're going a different direction now.
Okay, well, if that's the case, last year, the way they built that roster, if they would have won the Super Bowl, would that have been the wrong way? So I think what he meant to say, probably what I'm anticipating, is we got to build the roster the right way, not win the Super Bowl the right way, because there's no wrong way to win the Super Bowl, in my opinion. Like, just win it, no matter how you have to do it. If you're talking about how
I'm taking that, I like that. If Kyle Shanahan wins the Super Bowl, first thing I'm going to say is he didn't win it the right way. It doesn't count.
He didn't win it the right way. Right. Yeah,
doesn't count.
Kind of, and people misspeak. I've misspoke before on this show, probably. So it happens. Maybe he was trying to just be the PR guy, which is probably what his whole point of going on that interview was. But yeah, there's no wrong way to win a Super Bowl, in my opinion, outside of cheating.
Yeah, I gotta say, and I really do like Al Guido. Of all the people in the organization, he's always like the nice one. He's super nice and genuine, and he always asks about my dad. I like Al Guido. So this isn't just about him. I feel like he's sort of speaking for Jed and everyone, and Jed's parents. With the stadium, It is a bad look, man. You're going up there and talking about all the money you poured into renovating the stadium for the rich people in the suites. But the issue with Levi's is that it's a have and have not situation. The west side has shade. The east side doesn't. And it still doesn't. And so, I don't know. It's not just the people in the shade, but it's like the players too. So week 3, what the Niners tried to do is they asked, I think they asked the league, allegedly they asked the league to have road games early in the season and night games at home. Well, you can't always accommodate that. Week 3, they're going to have a home game during the day against Arizona. Man, it's going to be hard to chase around Kyler Murray for 3 hours in the heat. How's Alfred Collins going to do that? How's CJ West going to do that? I mean, it's hard. Yeah. You could think you could make your team so much better if you figured that out, but they haven't and won't.
You could tell Al Guido, and I don't know him at all. It did seem like a nice guy, but you could tell that his priority is the money side of the whole entire York conglomerate, not football, right? And he had to remind himself when he was speaking to, but we want to talk about football. You know, he was talking about, since we built this stadium, we've brought in $2 billion worth of, to the economy here locally in Santa Clara. And being that we're going to bring the World Cup and the Super Bowl to Levi Stadium this year, that's going to add another $1 billion to the economy. And, he kept having to tell himself, but, we're here to talk about football. So I think he was just more dialed in on that aspect of it, the business aspect of it. And they're good business people. You can't deny that. I think for most fans, though, we really don't care about that part of it. We just want to tell us how you're going to win a Super Bowl.
When owners start talking about winning the right way, I think that's time to get alarmed, because I think that's usually a euphemism for we're going to spend a little less. We're going to do it through the draft. And it's like, okay, all of a sudden, now that you're like, the 5th most lucrative organization in football, now you're going to go to Moneyball because last year was rough, because you got some new owners, because you got some new interests, some new investments in soccer. It seems like what the Niners are saying is, instead of just pouring money into one investment and maybe not getting a great return on it, let's diversify our bonds. Let's go a little bit more Moneyball approach with the Niners so we can make money over here and protect ourselves. It almost feels like they went to Wu-Tang Financial and they were like, RZA, Jizza, what should we do with the 49ers? And they were like, you should diversify your bonds. And they were like, bong, bong. Thank you very much. So I think that's what happened. I think this is Wu-Tang's fault. But if Old Dirty Bastard had been there in the meeting, he could have set him straight, but he's not. Rest in peace.
It's a little it's like me writing a book about how to become a billionaire, right? Here's how you win a Super Bowl the right way. I just put out a book, How to Become a Billionaire, guys.
The right way. The right way.
The right way. Yeah. Like I'm not a billionaire. So how the hell would I know? Like, you don't know how to win a Super Bowl the right way or the wrong way because you haven't done it yet, man. It's been 30 years. That's one thing.
They know how to lose a Super Bowl, though.
What's that?
They know how to lose a Super Bowl. How to lose a Super Bowl in new and exciting ways. They could write that book. I'm sorry to be snarky, but that's the fact.
Is it better to lose the Super Bowl the wrong way or the right way? I don't know. Did they lose it the right way? I don't know.
I think they lost it the wrong way to the Chiefs.
They lost
both times. I think they lost it the wrong way every time. Yeah. It's always the wrong way when you lose it.
Yeah, man. It's just like I think what I would love for this organization to do is stop riding the coattails of Eddie DeBartolo, Joe Montana, Bill Walsh, Jerry Rice, because it's been 30 years. Last time the 49ers won a Super Bowl, I was 15 years old. I'm 46. We got to stop 46. We got to stop acting like they have any right to talk about these things, man. Like as if they're experts. They're not experts on winning Super Bowls. They haven't won one with these people in this front office. So I don't know. Just a little humility and more focus on winning Super Bowls in football versus making money would be great.
Yeah, I have to agree. Okay, let's do a 53-man roster prediction and get up out of here. All right, let's go starting at quarterback. 2 or 3?
I would say 2. I don't think it makes any sense to keep 3. So I would go Brock Purdy, Mac Jones.
Brock Purdy, Mac Jones. I like
Would you
that.
keep
Okay, I agree
would
with
you
that.
keep
Let's
three?
go running back. Who we keeping? McCaffrey, Juszczyk, Brian Robinson. That's 3.
I think it's Garindo, and I think it's Garindo. We'll see what happens with his shoulder. That might open things for Jeff Wilson Jr. But I think Jordan
Yeah.
James is going to make it for sure. And I think it's going to be between Garindo and Jeff Wilson Jr. But I think they might use an injury situation with Garindo to pop Jeff Wilson Jr. in the mix.
Yeah, or they could do an injury situation with Jordan James. He's been hurt the whole offseason. It's going to be interesting to see if the Niners put either one on IR, because if they were to cut Jeff Wilson Jr., there's no guarantee you're going to get him back. And again, I think they're going to need him at some point.
Right.
So
I agree.
yeah, I guess 5, and maybe they don't keep Jeff, but they'll keep 5, and one of those guys will have to go on IR to keep Jeff Wilson Jr. Wide receivers.
BA will be probably on IR. So I think this is tricky, man. Like, what's happened with Jawan? Kyle said he expects him there week 1. So will Jawan be there? They'll expect him to be there. Well, I don't know. Maybe he'll hold out. But Ricky's the most solid one out of all of the receivers, honestly, right now. And Sky Moore. Those are the 2 I know are going to be there. Robbie Chosen will probably be there. There's going to be a lot of manipulation. How many do you think they keep, and who's it going to be?
Well, I think Kyle pretty much said last night he expects Jawan to be there week 1. It's so funny. Jawan did that little passive aggressive post on social media on Instagram, and Kyle was asked about it after the game, and he basically was like, I don't care. I didn't see it. I bet he's going to be there. I bet he's going to be there week 1. So I bet he's going to be there week 1. Jawan, like, whether he's playing or not, he'll be on the active roster. So Jawan, Ricky Pearsall, Jordan Watkins, I think. Yeah, he'll be on the active roster. He might be hurt week 1, but he won't be on IR. Robbie Chosen, Sky Moore. Those are 5. I think those will, and then you'll have Brandon Ayuk on PUP. Demarcus Robinson he'll be suspended, and Jacob Cowing will probably be on IR.
Yeah, and Demarcus Robinson, I don't think he won't count against their roster, right? Like, they can put him in some roster hole.
He'll be in suspension. Yeah. So I think that's how that'll play out. They could keep a 6th receiver, but like, who? Why?
Yeah.
Junior Bergen, Tariq Owens, probably not.
Nah. If anyone, I think it might be Isaiah Hodgins, maybe Malik Turner. I don't know.
Yeah. Tight end.
Won't. This
Kittle,
one's tough
Farrell,
for me.
and
Kittle and Farrell, and I think Tonjes has earned it.
Yeah.
But I'm curious what they're going to do with Braden Willis. When I look at, Braden Willis looks the part. Whenever I see him, man, I'm like, this guy, I can't wait for this guy to do something. He just never really does. He does contribute on special teams. Do you think they're going to keep 3 or 4 tight ends?
I mean, I'm sure they'd like to keep 4 tight ends, because like, if you have a 3 tight end package, goal line package on game day, and 1 tight end gets down, now you can't use that goal line package at all. So it's better to have 4. But do you have 4 NFL tight ends on your roster? If you cut Braden Willis, would he really get scooped up by another team? He's been on your practice squad before. No one's ever wanted him. He hasn't really shown anything different. I think you could probably sneak him on the practice squad. And if someone were to claim him, like, oh, freaking, well, I'm sorry. You got George Kittle, you got Luke Farrell, you got Jake Tonjes. That's probably the 3 you need. Tonjes, I think, makes it over Willis, because Tonjes can actually play fullback. He's your backup fullback.
And he's great. He's got, he's pretty quick, and he's made plays. I think he has like 4 catches for like 40-something yards during the preseason. I think Jake Tonjes has earned a spot over Braden Willis.
I think he's a better blocker than Willis too.
Yeah, but when I look at Willis, man, I'm like, he looks the part. It's just, hasn't done much.
No.
So 3, we think: Kittle, Farrell, Tonjes.
I think 3. A 4th one didn't really earn it. Offensive line.
Well, Trent, Ben, Jake, Dominic, Pooney, Colton, McKivitz. Those are your 5.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, Burford, I would imagine they keep.
Yeah.
Matt Hennessy, they probably keep, right?
Hell no.
No? No?
He was so bad last night. It's either going to come down to Hennessy or Zakel for that backup center spot. I think they're going to go with Zakel because they drafted him. Not that he's any better.
Yeah. It's tough, man. I think they'll probably
Hennessy
go with
a better name. That silent J messes with me, man.
Yeah. Connor Colby, you think he'll make it?
Yes.
What about Drew Moss?
I think he will.
Okay.
I think I think they'll keep 9.
So not Austin Pleasance?
No.
So who's your Burford? That's their backup tackle?
Yeah. Dude, Austin Pleasance isn't good, man.
Yeah. Well,
I don't like the idea of losing Connor Colby and Drew Moss. You can't lose those guys. And
yeah.
I don't know that you can get Drew Moss on the practice squad. Like good offensive linemen are rare. They're almost as rare as quarterbacks.
So they really don't have a backup tackle. Spencer Burford's the closest.
Man, they got Spencer
have.
Burford. He's the backup everything.
Yeah, and I kind of thought that this offensive line that we're talking about right now is exactly who I thought it was going to be coming after last year. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I thought Burford was going to be your swing everything. I was hoping Burford was going to be better at playing tackle than what we've seen so far from him.
Yeah. All right, D-line.
Bosa, Elliott, Michael Williams, Cleo Davis, Bryce Huff, Evan Anderson, CJ West, and Alfred Collins. That's 8.
It's 8.
And then who else? Yatura Gross Matos. Where's he at?
I think he's going to be on PUP, dude. He's been hurt forever.
Okay.
I think he'll be on PUP.
Beal?
Givens is hurt. Beal. No, man. I think it comes down to 2 guys. Sebastian Valdez or Sam Okwanu. And it seems like we already got 5 D tackles in Elliott, Collins, West, Davis, and Anderson. So Valdez would have to make it as sort of a 6th D tackle. Maybe that's too much. But, I mean, do you want to lose him to keep Sam Okwanu, who's like a solid vet? Or do you want to just keep the young guy?
I think if they cut Valdez, he's going to get snatched up, man.
I agree.
I really do. But I think that's probably what happens, unfortunately.
Oof.
Yeah.
Well, they got to be careful, man. I mean, keep it. Sam Okwanu's solid, but he doesn't have upside the way that Valdez could.
Yeah, I think that's what happens, unfortunately. Even Gibson, Travis Gibson looked okay yesterday also.
Yeah.
So
Travis, not Travis. You said Travis, I know.
Yeah.
I know, for the record.
I think, they're gonna cut some dudes from the D line that are gonna get picked up elsewhere. Valdez is probably that guy. I think they will probably keep Sam O and cut Valdez, hoping he makes the practice squad, but I don't think he will.
Linebacker.
Well, how many do they usually keep? 5 or no 7, right?
5 or 6. They could get 5 to 7. I think, yeah, 5 to 7.
So I think they go Fred D. Winters and Nick Martin, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Tatum Bethune.
Mm-hmm.
Luke Gifford has been starting every preseason game, and he's their special team guy, so he'll probably make it also.
Mm-hmm.
And Curtis Robinson would make 6.
C-Rob. Those are my 6.
Yeah.
Chaz Surratt, he could make it as well. He had a pretty good game last night, but
Jalen Graham, he's practice squad.
Practice squad.
Yeah.
Corner.
And Stone.
He's hurt.
I was really high on Stone Blanton after the first game.
No, any linebacker named Stone has a chance.
Yeah.
Or Rock. So, they had a Rock and Rock is in. Now they got a Stone. I think it's important to have,
Pebbles next year.
Corner.
Demo, Renardo.
Yep.
Upton Stout.
Yep.
Malik Mustafa.
No. Corners.
Corner, just corners. Demo, Renardo, Upton.
Stout.
And Luter.
Yep.
Are they going to keep more than that? Dallas or Saran? Chase Lucas. What are we talking about?
Let's call Saran a safety for now. I think even though he's been all over, I think they go, I'm with you. Renardo, Demo, Upton Stout, Dallas Flowers, Darrell Luter, Chase Lucas. I think that's 6.
Yeah. What has Flowers done? I haven't seen much from him. Like, I don't know.
He's been okay. He's Gus Bradley's guy. Brought him over from the Colts. I think they like him. He's
Special
big.
Team.
Yeah. He's a vet. He's a lot like Darrell Luter Jr., just older.
Okay. So Saran Neal is not probably.
I'm going to put him with the safeties, even though I know he could be a corner. So let's put Saran with the safeties just for the sake of this exercise.
Okay. So Demo, Green, Stout, Flowers, Luter, and Lucas. 6. Okay. Then safeties. Malik, Siegel.
I don't think Malik will be on. I think he'll be on PUP.
Yeah. So he won't count against it.
I don't think
So
he'll count against it initially.
So Pinnock, Grant, Siegel, and they trade Jair, and
Or they keep
Saran.
Jair and Saran. I think we got space for 5 here. We go Pinnock, Siegel, Grant, Brown, and Neal. And then they'll probably trade Brown when Mustafa comes back.
And Mahone and Canteen practice squad.
Yeah. Mahoney.
All right.
I would think so. I think Neal is going to make this team, though.
Who's going to be returning kicks and punts week 1?
Shit. Like, it should be Ricky Pearsall.
Who's it going to be, though?
I mean, if Sky Moore is active on game day week 1, that's so pathetic. I'm sorry.
It's going to be Sky Moore.
He's one of your 47 best players or whatever it is, 46. Oof.
It's going to be Sky Moore. And
man.
when I tweeted out that I think he's probably the best return man, like designated return man, I'm sure, Pearsall would probably be better. But if you're in the situation you are with wide receivers, are you really going to put Ricky Pearsall on punt return and kick return right now?
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, I would, but I'm stupid.
Honestly,
brother Bob says,
kick returners like sorry for interrupting, but I feel like kick returners is different now with the way they do it. You almost want running backs doing that.
You want some yards after contact. You're not going to break big runs.
Yeah, I feel like Isaac Rendo would be his role.
I would think so. Brother Bob says exactly. They never won a Super Bowl and won't because of Kyle Levy. Well, I mean, Jed York has to own that too. He's been coming up short with lots of coaches. Then Brother Bob says Kyle Levy, less mature than his son, won't say hi to Trey Lance. Tried to, though. Tried to find him after the game. Couldn't find him. Oh, missed him. Anyway, hour and 11 in. One of the best shows we've ever done on the Best 49er show. This is the best of the best of the best of the best over here, Ryan. Good stuff.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right, guys. Enjoy your Sunday. We got this Sunday off and next Sunday off, and then the season starts. Oh, and if you aren't doing anything right now, you should tap into Ryan's channel because he's doing a call-in show.
Anything you guys want to talk about, Niners, whatever, just call in. I haven't been streaming at all lately, so I figured I'd do it today. Give me 5 minutes and I'll be on my channel.
Hell yeah. Thanks for watching. I'll be back later.